What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams with the distance. I got another fantasy matchup for you today, and I'm done. I thought I'd give you guys a couple matchups for today, since a lot of people like to watch these fantasy videos. Some don't, but still anyway, I'm kind of on a roll here, so I thought I'd talk about this one before I'm done until tomorrow. I'll do a few more and talk about some news and get back to my normal prediction, all that other stuff. But anyway, since I'm rambling, I'll get on to the matchup. The Superfight. Rocky Marciano versus Muhammad Ali. This is from Tommy Gunn 7111. Send me a few fantasy matchups actually, and I'll get to those next week. But this matchup, I think in 1968, before Marciano had died, they did this thing. It was called the Superfight, and it was kind of a computerized version of Muhammad Ali versus Rocky Marciano. And a lot of people wondered, who would win out of those two. And I guess just because the different eras involved, you couldn't really do something like that for Rocky Marciano and Joe Louis, because they had already fought. And it was an interesting take, because computer technology was getting, was getting much better and stuff. And this was, I guess this was a kind of a good way to make money, and for Ali to make money, of course, because he wasn't fighting at that time because of the war situation, and because he didn't fight in the Vietnam War. And since he didn't fight in the Vietnam War, he wasn't getting any stable income. So with no stable income, he kind of had to do this, to kind of put food on the table and make some money for his family. I guess this was another way for him to make money. He had been out of the sport for at least a year or two by this time, and so he kind of had to do it. So, and they had Rocky Marciano winning the fight by like a knockout. But anyway, I'm just gonna give you my fantasy matchup for Marciano versus Muhammad Ali. I'm gonna give my own take on the fight. Muhammad Ali had pretty much a lot of advantages. I think he had the skill. He had, he was bigger. He had the longer reach. Faster. Had a lot of advantages over Rocky Marciano. I think Rocky Marciano had the advantage in power. And I think in heart. But the thing with Marciano though is Marciano cut easily. Marciano threw his shots wide, and he was flat-footed and slow. He's kind of slow, so not as slow as portrayed in that film, but slow, compared to Ali's standard or whatever, because Ali was a very fast fighter, had very fast hands. So in a fight like this, I just think that Ali would kind of just exploit that. I think Marciano did well against fighters that were right in front of him, and just gave him a target. And Ali doesn't give him that target. Ali will not stand in front of him. Ali will just kind of back off and dance around and use his left jab, and not throw just one jab. He'll throw at least 4 or 5, and then maybe after a while he'll open up, and then he'll move again. Similar to the Cleveland Williams fight. And after he throws his left jab, he'll sneak in that short right hand they like to throw, stuff like that. And I think Marciano will have a lot of trouble with that. I do see Marciano going to the body, and I do kind of see Marciano possibly knocking down Muhammad Ali in the fight, similar to the Webner and also the Henry Cooper matchup. I do see him possibly knocking down Ali, but Ali getting up. But Ali had a really good chin. But at the same time, Marciano did have trouble against Archie Moore and Jersey Joe Walcott. Those are fights that he was losing on the cards, and he did come back and won those fights by via knockout. Against Walcott, I think in the second fight, landed this crucial right hand that just had him just fall down right into the ropes. And it's just portrayed by some people as probably the greatest knockout of all time. So I think with the sheer strength of Rocky Marciano, I do think he could possibly knock down Muhammad Ali, but not knock him out. Especially if Joe Frazier and George Foreman weren't able to knock out Muhammad Ali. But hands down, I do think that Marciano is one of the greatest cruiserweight slash heavyweight champion of all time, because he's barely weighed in over 190 pounds, and I do think that Ali is a little too big, or a little big for him. And not only is he big, but he's fast, and he's not gonna exchange. And it's hard to hit a prime Muhammad Ali. Especially if Sonny Liston was barely able to touch Ali. I don't think Rocky Marciano would be able to. I do think that Muhammad Ali will just simply outbox Rocky Marciano. I think he'll just stay on his toes, just throw multiple left hands, and then open up quite a few times. And I think that the fight would end by a technical knockout in the late, and probably 8 or 9 on cuts. I think that Marciano will get cut, and not only will he be cut, I think that it'll just be at the point where Muhammad Ali will overwhelm him with shots, and it'll probably be a little too much for Rocky Marciano, because especially due to the fact that Ali does, when he opens up, it is a bit dangerous for every fighter. When he opens up on you, and I just see Muhammad Ali just standing back and throwing a lot of combinations and just simply outboxing him, staying on his toes, not giving Marciano the target that he wants. But anyway, I'm just gonna say Muhammad Ali should win the fight by TKO on cuts, because I don't think he's gonna get hit much. I think Marciano could get a knockdown sometime in the fight, but I just got Ali in this fight. But anyway, that was the distance. Thanks for watching. Peace.